The following program is rated TV MAL. It contains strong language and is intended only for mature audiences.
I don't know if he chose a life of crime or if the life of crime just chose him.
He went from, I'm just a wrestler, to he's Al Capone.
You might have somebody by the throat and you're thinking, okay, I'm about to witness like a pretty heinous crime here.
Double assassinations and blowing up police stations? Really?
He fucked up. He fucked up big time.
Dark Side of the Ring.
What's good, ladies and gentlemen? It's your boy Blackheart, head honcho, boss dog, Big Val here on OTTR. For those of you that's just joining me, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for, being with me, being with the group, doing this whole adventure, this whole journey of us and involved in this podcast. If you don't know this, you should know. Please hit that like, share, subscribe, and leave a comment below. Give us your feedback. Tell us things that you like to see, stuff that you don't want to see, stuff that we can actually work on, and such and such. Needless to say, follow us on Facebook groups, Twitter, Instagram, AfterDark Roast Podcast. Also, you can find our podcast on YouTube, Google, Anchor, Breaker, Radio Public, Spotify, Podbean, Audio, and once in a while, we're going to be going on Spotify Green Room. So check us out there where we do live shows, and there's going to be more podcast platforms that we're going to try to squeeze in. So stay tuned, keep watching, keep listening. For those of you that don't know, this is the After Dark. So this After Dark is going to be my reaction and my thoughts about watching the latest Dark Side of the Ring episode Thursday night on Vice. He documented what is called Bikes, Bombs, and Bedlam, the Johnny K-9 story. So for those of you that don't know, Johnny K-9 was also, he went under another name, Bruiser Bedlam. He was a former jobber in WWE back in the day, late 80s, early 90s. So you really wouldn't recognize him even if you had a picture right in front of him. So needless to say, he wasn't really anybody, but the stuff that he was doing outside the wrestling industry is what caught people's attention. It was his bubbly nature of getting along with so many people in the locker room that people have remembered him most importantly. But I did not know that he was great friends with Scott D'Amore, who's running Impact Wrestling right now. And I didn't know Scott D'Amore was actually a wrestler. Holy shit. There's a lot of things that I don't know that I'm figuring out now in my adult years. So I'm not totally diving into each and every goddamn thing. You know what I'm saying? People do have lives, and lives do take its effect in certain emotions in certain events. But back to this. Needless to say to that, Johnny K-9 I think he viewed himself wanting to do more, but because of the circumstances that he was in growing up wise, being in an abusive family, of course, what they documented was his father being so abusive to him, his siblings, his mother, and, childhood trauma like that kicks into play, especially when you get older. So I'm not surprised that a lot of these Dark Side of the Ring, certain people growing up wise have been through had some type of trauma to them, that when they come to full age as an adult, you see the type of erratic behaviors that certain people present. And that's how we get these certain different dynamic and personalities in one locker room that can cause us trouble, that can be effective to others, or maybe nothing at all. But it was just, that is what caught my attention. I'm like, well, I mean, yeah, he's doing pretty good. If he's jobbing to some of the big stars or some of these other cats that I used to wrestle in WWE back in the day, and you making a decent living, I mean, hey, what's stopping you? But as we move forward, he meets the love of his life. Of course, when it comes to relationships and what you're doing out there and outside the household, you're not going to bring your drama at home. So I think that's what he was trying to do too. But the biggest takeaway that I thought, and let me just do a little something real quick. Oh, and if you want to get your merchandise too and stuff like that, bonfire.com. I know we see my cup. It's way too bright. Way too bright. Unless I gotta like pull it back or something. Excuse me more. But yeah, no, it just really just makes you wonder about people's, people's upbringing, but that will lead them on to these erratic and strange behaviors as we get older. So first thing I gotta say is mental illness is real. Please, if you feel like you need to talk to somebody, anybody, even if you have to go to a therapist or just talk, I don't give a shit what the fuck you gotta do. You reach out to someone before you do anything drastic to yourself. So that's something I really hold near and dear to me because there's a couple of people in my life that really went down that path, and I wish I could have said and done more, but stuff happens. But as we go on, he starts finding happiness, and he started getting a bigger push where he goes to Smoky Mountain Wrestling, ran by Jim Cornette. Yes, people, Jim Cornette was not only just a manager, but he was a beloved booker who ran Smoky Mountain Wrestling in the late and in the early '90s, and they ran into each other at a event somewhere else, and they seen each other, but Jim was like, "Yo, this is the guy I need to get on my show," and Johnny K-9 just took it and he ran with it. He was working there for 9 months, close to a year, until back in the day when the territories was around. Different amount of superstars will go to different promotions depending on the time and length of stay. So certain talents will go there for maybe, like, for instance, they'll go for like 3-4 months. Then they'll go to another promotion, do the same thing. So they'll write them off television before they leave to go out to another territory to work there, and so forth and so forth. Then they'll bring them back a lot later. Is what the territories used to do back in the day. So when it came to him, there wasn't any other, companies really out there that was probably going to try to take him up, or probably wanted to build him to another superstar. I know WWE didn't really call him back, especially when he went from being a 225-pound dude to nearly 300 pounds, and he's big, like bigger than the Bodacious Boger mixed in with the Steiner brothers. And you're doing the math. He's like, how come Vince didn't push him? So I don't know if there was no, backstage turmoil or anything like that involving him and Vince. It didn't seem that way, but I think Vince already had his eyes on certain people, and that was it. And he left it alone just like that. But what I did not know, and we're gonna take a little deeper into this because this involves a lot of us, man, making choices about legally and illegal actions. I did not know he was part of the motorcycle gang, and he's part of the Satan's Choice biker gang up there in Vancouver. Not Vancouver, Hamilton. My fault. Excuse me. Hamilton is another part of Canada. I did not know that he was in part of that. But if you look at him, you could definitely tell he plays the part, or he could definitely play the part. So when things come to an end and all that is wrestling, you don't have a great education or skill set, the chances are your job search is basically going to be slim to none. And this is the stuff that he was facing too. And he ended up trying to get his, but little did I know he had a criminal record as he was growing up. So with me hearing this, I was like, that's interesting facts. Wrestler that's involved in a motorcycle gang, like this is so much shit back then. This was involving him, involving Dino Bravo at the same time, and what happened to him according to the Rick Martel story. After wrestling, and we're not making that big enough money to cover up your lifestyle, the chances are you gotta go in some other avenues to, to make it work. And so he was a low level enforcer, but he was also beloved to a certain extent. But as we go further along the story, he was being played when he was in that Satan's Choice group. Yeah, it's just something else. But when it came to the charges that he was going for, who's this? When it came to the charges that he was going for, I was actually kind of shocked that he got tricked into thinking he was going to blow up a gentleman's club, but instead they decided to blow up a fucking police station. And you know what happens when you go after the fucking police? You know what the fuck is going to happen. They will come after you with every resource and connections and partnership and alliance that they got. You know that. So blowing up a police station was the stupidest move, thinking that they wasn't going to get touched. So I was expecting to hear like, okay, he probably got busted somehow, but and maybe like a few years later, but that I know quicker time span than what it documented. And then the Satan's Choice thought that he was a snitch because he got out apparently. And if you had heard, he posted a bond. You know what I'm saying? So if you post a bond, the chances are you ain't snitching, my G. So that didn't seem right there. But they want to get him out the way because he knew too much. And if you know too damn much, and some people like me who follow the mafia, if you know too much and they know that you are going to be a liability, they will get at you. They will whack you. They will make sure you are nowhere going to be coming near that courthouse and fucking up their program. So that's what was happening. Then somehow he get locked up years later for a double murder homicide, and he got away with it. Was shocked the hell out of me because they say about insufficient evidence and they can't really prove that he did it. But listen, I'm gonna just say this. I think if they would have took their real time with it, and if he was a black guy, they would have took their time with that motherfucker to make sure that he gonna stick, he's gonna eat that charge. There's no damn way double murders like that, and you're part of my, and then you have a documented history of violence, and somehow he gets scapegoated with this. I'm start asking questions too. So, but needless to say, fighting the justice system, and then saying he served a 3.5-year sentence, for his role in the police bombing, and Jesus, I mean, that man must have been going through a lot. But this is where I gotta say, this is for the men to come into play. Dukes, I don't know why your camera is off and your microphone is off. You're not gonna say anything or do anything. Get out of here. Anyways, this is going to the men. So we have that complex where we're trying to do good, but sometimes us doing good means we gotta do some things bad. So you may have one foot in the street and one foot over here at home, or anywhere in a good environment or something like that. And you have to make some pretty severe choices, and that is going to lead you to different paths in lives. And we don't know what the hell is really going to happen when you have to make a certain decision where it affects you, it affects your family, it affects your kids. A lot of us brothers, we go through that trial and tribulations issues every day, making tough choices about how we have to feed our children, feed our girl, make sure that shit's paid in the house, especially depending on the lifestyle that you live. Fellas, just be careful about the choices that you do make. You can't have it both ways. You can't have one foot in the street and one foot in a good place, because you're going to be in that constant struggle every day trying to do good, but yeah, you gotta do this, but you gotta do that. Sometimes you might gotta go back to the essence to try to get something done, and I understand. But this is what they want us to do. They want us to fail. They want us to honestly fucking fail and crumble and be like, see, this is what happens. See, this is the reason why we don't give y'all anything. Don't fall for that stigma, folks. Don't fall for that stigma, my fellow Black Kings. Trust me, I'm in the struggle with you. Dukes, what the hell are you doing? If you're not gonna talk, what are you doing here?
Actually, I was going to talk, but I don't want to interrupt what you're saying.
Okay, but finally, at the end of the day, he was trying to do right, but then he fall back into play again. He joins another biker gang called the UN, I guess in the United Nations. No, not the United Nations that, for foreign policies in the world, folks. There's actually a motorcycle gang called the UN. Anyway, he tried his luck there, got caught up again, got locked up again, did a little time, got released to a halfway house, was trying to do good. But then the bad news on February 21st, 2017, he passes away at the age of 53 due to supposedly an undisclosed autopsy. But different people are saying that either he was fed up, he was done, and maybe he could have just overdosed, or some other people said that he had a heart attack. We don't know what really happened. You know what I'm saying? We don't know what really happened. We don't know how he really truly passed away. And it's sad. And in another keynote I want to add is all these wrestlers are dying so damn early that they can't live a natural, normal life. And they need to fix that. They need to fix it because we lost so many good people early. And I may not want to say his name, but you know who the hell I'm talking about. Eddie Guerrero, Mr. Perfect, Hawk. There's so many people that we lost that haven't even made it to the 60s. Like, holy shit, like, come on now. Professional wrestling needs to perfect. I mean, they need to protect their wrestlers at all costs, especially, from freak accidents or just, internal trauma, anything of that nature. Please protect these wrestlers. This is why certain people get stagnated when it comes to professional wrestling, and this is the reason why that they don't like to do certain shit anymore. But needless to say, God bless your soul, Johnny K. It's sad, it's unfortunate that how at the tail end of his career and his life, it wasn't really going. It wasn't going good. But he was trying to get back on the right footing. But the man upstairs just called him home and just said, "Hey, man, your time is done. I think you're just tired, and you need to just come home." And I mean, sometimes if you're struggling in real life, when you do peacefully pass away, I think you'll finally be free, and then you'll finally have all the weight off your shoulders. But that was my take of the Dark Side of the Ring, the Bikes, Bombs, and Bedlam, the Johnny K-9 story. As Duke showed up a little late, I'm gonna pass the floor to him, and he can give his thoughts and opinions on it.
My thoughts and opinions was kind of the same. How I see it is more so of just how I see it is it's kind of like it kind of hits me in a way. Just because of everybody's lifestyles is kind of similar to him. My lifestyle is kind of the same as his, but things kind of changed to the point where that I'm actually doing this. But for this previous wrestler, it just seems to me that everybody have a double life. When you're portraying someone or doing certain things like a mafia type of style, like how we portray ourselves as on here, but outside of this, we're totally different people.
Well, I guess on that note, I guess I can semi agree to that, yes, but I think in my personal life itself, I think it's kind of different from me, man, because I can understand the whole double life line, but at the same time, it's like I know how to balance my from who I am for what my gimmick is, but they're still intertwined with each other. Sometimes the other gimmick might protect me from another incident that can actually potentially happen to me. Or my regular side or my good side, my good personality would save me from an incident where I could have got myself into some real danger and not think straight. And I mean it's just that complex balance, split personality and behavior.
Yeah, and when you start seeing that's that the other side come out, who the most likely will get. Just like I remember like certain people, and this is not me going off track, but this kind of similar to what I'm talking about. Um, I'm gonna throw this name out there, and people seem about to realize Undertaker had the same mindset, like 24/7. He was straight up the baddest motherfucker around, portrayed just as a badass motherfucker. But no one couldn't really tell if he's playing it or is this he's just doing it just to do it.
Art bleeds into reality.
Hmm. But for this, I can't really say much. It's just because it's like kind of hitting home, and I'm sitting back there kind of head scratching a little bit, and it's like that could have been me. That could have been someone that I know. That could have been someone that I seen around me or or a family member. That we all know someone that's just like that.
Yeah,
I know
true.
I know someone who's just like that personally, and God forbid he passed away as well. But the way that his passing is, didn't seem right to me. It seemed kind of fishy. It seemed like someone took him out, but no one wants to dare say it or no one will admit it. That's because the lifestyle that's so portrayed over years, and you have so many people after you, and when you just say forget it, even though you try to make the peace that you are, certain people don't like it. Certain people don't respect. And if you live that street life, we all we all know about the street life. So the number one, if you don't get that respect and, and you're chasing that cloud, 9 10 times, it's either you're buried or you're in jail. You're dead or in jail. And he passed away. Um, I know I'm late to the party. All reason why I'm late. Sorry everybody. It's just because I just came home from work. Um, so that, but all this right here is something that is kind of crazy. But um, I really can't say nothing about this.
I feel you, man. It's yeah, it did hit kind of home, but I did kind of reflect on it back a lot too. It's like that's why I had the whole 1 foot in the door, 1 foot out. It's like you can't have it both ways, bro. You see, you're gonna have to be full in on one foot into the other. It is so much about that. And eventually later he made his choice, and everyone got made choices in life depending on their circumstances. So his circumstances led to making his decision, and that's the reason why half the stuff that happened the way that it did. So
Yeah.
I can't, be like, oh fuck him, those type of shit. Like, nah, like what if that was me? If I had no other choice, if I was living in that type of environment, in that lifestyle and shit. What if I would have done that? You know what I mean?
It could, like legit, it could be all of us. Like it could be either one of us. You feel what I'm saying? Like we really do take a look at it. There's certain things that goes on in our lifestyles. We all could portray to do those type of things. But it's like I remember someone said they told me growing up, life was like a game of chess. I always and like legit, this is why I always play chess. Um, you make one move. It could be a good move, a bad move, the right move, or it's game over. And when it's game over, your life is over. So really, this is why everybody keeps saying like, "Yo, stay 2 steps ahead, a step ahead, never go back, always stay forward in the game." I kind of like stayed and listened to that, even though myself, I got to some stuff. Well, I'm proud of it, but it happens. It happens to the best of us. I know you probably got to some stuff, Blackheart.
Oh yeah,
You know,
definitely. I ain't perfect either. Shit, I made my bet on a few occasions and shit. I had to order to it, but I was like, it is what it is. At the end of the day, I was like, it only taught me to make the next smarter move, so I don't have to be in this situation again.
yeah.
So that's what
So
needless to say. But yeah, recipes to Johnny K-9.
yeah.
Um, yeah, folks, that's the end of our After Dark, man. Thank y'all for tuning in. Thank y'all for listening. Thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting the whole 9 yards. Y'all know what to do. Hit that like, share, subscribe button below. Leave a comment. You know what I'm saying? Let us know what the hell do you guys think, what the hell that we can do, not do, anything else. Get in tune with the movement, man. Bonfire.com/store/slash off the top ropes podcast. Decoslides.com to find our slides. Need more. I should have to really say this whole thing again. So y'all know how the hell to really find us. You can definitely check in that description bubble below for all our stuff. But man, the next show is our usual weekly taping. Last week in wrestling, that's what they'll be back. I don't know who else is going to be involved. And also, we're going to have the Irish Whip podcast along with us tomorrow. So this is going to be real interesting. And we might actually scare them. We might be actually scare them. And also, I got a special announcement to announce tomorrow as well. So, Dukes, you got the floor. You know what to do.
All right. Shout out to everybody that came out and listened to us. Like Blackhawk said, buy the merch. Yo, shout out to I gotta go old school with this one. Shout out all the weed heads, the smokers, the drinkers. RVD and his shorty, shout out to Shane McMahon's Jordans. You know what? I might change up the female roster a little bit because legit ain't 15 no more. I've cut it down. So
First, you was at 16, so you only went down one.
Like I said, I cut it. So let's cut it. So I cut it down a little bit.
Oh,
So
man. This is like saying to us, this is like saying to like a sex addict, like, yo, you can't stop watching porn. Like, no, I can't. It's basically saying that, and I'm just like, bro, it's just not gonna work. It's just not gonna work in your favor.
well, I'll park this then. All right, shout out to Zara Lee.
Oh boy.
Yo, she moved up to SmackDown, you know. My love. Shout out to Kaden Carter, hold down for NXT. You know what I'm saying? So Tasha Steelz, Carol Hogan. You already know. You already know who it is. And on top of that, my main one from the Indies, Amber Rodriguez. Check her out. Yo, she's a real good wrestler out there. And on top of that, shout out to MLW. Cause legit,
Yes.
Alex Hammerstone, Jacob Fatu shut the whole game down.
I still have to watch Fight Lamb. I'm trying to wait for it to get on the streams. I already started watching that Fusion Alpha joint the other day. I was like, yo, this tag team match between
Devon Eriks.
No, 5150 and Injustice, I think it was. That was the opening match. I was like, these motherfuckers is dope. I was like, okay. I even really missed out the loop of this. So I started watching it. I was like, yo, but I got called in to do some other work. So I was like, damn. So I still got to finish watching that episode that I was watching the other day. But needless to say, folks, yeah, tune in to Major League Wrestling. They got some new stuff coming out. Tune into Impact Wrestling too, because they got that knockdown pay-per-view tomorrow night, Saturday night, on Impact Plus as well. Just damn it, man. Just support all goddamn wrestling, man. And we're about to be dropping this Rat King AfterDark show on Saturday as well. Stay tuned for that. Until then, ladies and gentlemen, from me, any dudes over here, we bid y'all adieu. Have a good night.
Wait, hold on. Fuck you, WWE. You ain't shit.
So you're back on the book back.